If your child seems to unravel at night, I want you to hear this first. You are not imagining it, and you are not doing anything wrong. Many parents notice the same pattern. Their child manages fairly well during the day, but once evening comes, emotions rise quickly. Patience disappears and bedtime feels heavy. What often gets labeled as defiance or bad behavior is usually something else entirely. It is a nervous system reaching the end of its capacity. For a long time, I found nights especially hard. I would make it through the day doing my best to stay patient, explain things gently, and hold everything together. Then bedtime would arrive and suddenly the smallest things felt impossible. A simple request turned into tears. A routine we had done so many times before fell apart. And I remember asking myself why this always happened at night when I had nothing left to give. What finally brought me relief was understanding how a child's brain and body actually function across the day. Once I understood that, night stopped feeling like a personal failure and started making sense. Child development shows us that self-regulation is not a constant ability. It is a limited resource that gets used up over time. Throughout the day, children are adapting, listening, transitioning, managing stimulation, following expectations, and holding emotions together. Even when it looks easy on the outside, their nervous system is working very hard on the inside. Each demand, each frustration, each moment of restraint uses energy. By the time evening arrives, that internal energy is often depleted. The brain systems responsible for impulse control, emotional regulation, and flexible thinking are tired. When those systems are tired, the brain shifts into a more reactive state. Emotions come faster. Tolerance becomes smaller. Minor stressors feel overwhelming. This is why the same child who could cope earlier in the day suddenly cannot cope at night. This also explains why logic and reasoning stop working in the evening. When a child is overtired, the parts of the brain needed for language, reflection, and self-control are less accessible. So when we try to reason, explain, or lecture, we are often speaking to a system that simply cannot process those messages in that moment. What looks like refusal is often overload. What sounds like whining is often exhaustion without words. There is another layer here that matters just as much. Nighttime is when the world slows down. Lights dim, sounds soften, bodies prepare for rest, and in that quiet, emotions that were held in all day finally come to the surface. Many children, especially sensitive or deeply connected ones, experience nighttime as a moment of vulnerability. Separation feels closer, the day ends, sleep comes. For some children, this activates fear, sadness, or a need for reassurance. This is why children often save their hardest moments for the people they trust most. It is not a sign of disrespect. It is a sign of safety. Their nervous system is saying, I can finally let go here. Understanding this changes how we respond. Nighttime struggles are not a discipline issue. They are not a failure of boundaries. They are a signal that the body and brain need support, not correction. What helps most at night is lowering demands and increasing safety. Children regulate best when the environment becomes simpler, quieter, and more predictable. Slowing the transition into evening earlier than we think we need can make a big difference. Softer lighting, fewer transitions, gentler voices, and less stimulation help the nervous system begin to settle before it is completely overwhelmed. Connection is also powerful. When children receive focused, warm attention before bed, their nervous system often calms more easily. This does not require elaborate routines. Sometimes it is 10 minutes of presence, a shared story, a prayer spoken softly, or simply sitting together without rushing. These moments communicate safety more than any words ever could. It also helps to release the idea that nighttime is the moment for teaching lessons. When the child is tired, learning shuts down. Correction can wait. Safety cannot. Choosing to prioritize calm over compliance does not mean you are permissive. It means you are responding to the developmental needs of a tired brain. One of the most important shifts happens in us as parents. Children borrow regulation from the adults around them. When we slow our breathing, soften our tone, and lower our energy, their nervous system begins to mirror that calm. This does not mean we must be perfectly calm. It means our intention matters. Even small efforts toward steadiness help. There is something deeply comforting about remembering that children were designed to grow slowly. They are not meant to handle long days without support. They are not meant to regulate perfectly. They are becoming, not performing. Scripture often speaks about rest, gentleness, and being led beside still waters. That wisdom applies here too. When a child is weary, they do not need more pressure. They need refuge. If nights are hard in your home, let this bring relief. You are not failing. Your child is not broken. This season is not permanent. Many nighttime struggles ease as nervous systems mature and skills develop. What matters most is not how smoothly bedtime goes, but whether your child feels safe while learning to rest. So tonight, if things unravel, try to remember this. Your child is not giving you a hard time. They are having a hard time. And your calm presence, even when imperfect, is doing more than you can see. If this reflection brought understanding or relief, share it with another parent who might need it. And if you want more reflections grounded in child development, motherhood, and gentle faith, you're welcome to stay and walk this journey with me. Remember, you are not alone. See you in the next reflection.